live.
Oh, snap. We're doing it, kids.
There are. Get this. Copy and sent out everywhere. Oh, need to do this on my phone. Alright, so I sent it to you just so I have it
Yep,
on my phone. You're good. I'm
Oh,
posting it.
I was gonna say I'm gonna post it anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you can't stop me.
Ah!
I know, terrible, right?
Yeah, I gotta change my title. Episode 3. Copy text. Facebook.
Let me throw that up. Tis there. Look at that.
Dude, it's real.
It's happening.
It's a real thing. Next. Share to that.
It's a real.
Yeah, sharing to that group and sharing to that group.
Man, you got 4 watchers already. I got like 4 total yesterday. What the hell?
Well, you're watching. I'm watching it. There's 2.
I don't know, it just feels like you're so much more popular than me.
I'm definitely not.
I'm over here just trying my best. You're over here just showing me up.
I have 3 now, so shut. It's because I had music, man. It's the lo-fi. That's all it is.
You just gotta be better than me. I see how it is.
No. You watch your tone now, Missy.
I'm over here just like, man, I'm just trying to be friends. You're over here like, man, I'm gonna show this idiot up. How dare you come on my channel, you fucking noob.
Yeah, you're welcome for being here. I'm just kidding.
Sitting there, why the hell did I invite this idiot?
I need to make a story post on the Instagram.
I feel like you're gonna be proud of me today anyway.
Oh, am I? Why is that?
I'm taking a page out of your book.
Are you sponging?
I'm sponging.
Yes, let's go.
Look at this little guy. Hold on. My stream is like several seconds behind. So, yeah. We're gonna do it. We're doing wings.
Heck yeah.
I'm really upset that nobody ever explained to me sooner how good sponging was. I could have saved so much time.
Yeah, it's like actually insane.
So much easier.
I figured I saw it like, I want to say like, I did my first sponging video like 2 or 3 months ago. I want to say I saw it like 6 months ago, and I used it as a kid for like dirt and grime.
Yeah.
Because I would always do like, you sponge on, like you're doing like metal. So you do like, if you're doing red, you do like a brownish orange, and then you do black, and then you do silver, and then you have chipped painting.
Yeah.
I always did that as a kid with a sponge. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But I never thought to do it for the whole model. Like that was never a process in my head.
I don't remember the first time I saw it. It might have been a random video for somebody doing 40k stuff with like, hey, you know, you can just like paint an entire marine in sponges, and I was like, huh. That's super. Like, okay, that's super neat. Like, I've seen the same thing where it was like mostly for like dirt and grime and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know that that'll like pick up anywhere, but like it's a neat idea.
Who did it first? Who's that one guy who does all the sculpting? He like fixes all of GW's miniatures. That's where I saw it first.
I don't know. And then I think it was one of your videos I saw you actually just like painting a dude, like a full dude with it. And I was like, wait a minute. This isn't just like a random 40k thing. Like, what do you mean you can actually? And I started looking at it and just went, motherfucker! Like,
we need to post in our little Discord. We're live in all the Discords.
like I wish, especially, like I mainly just use it for shit like this with the wings, but like it's just so much easier.
Yeah,
like you get
a pretty good texture pretty quickly.
Yeah, you get a nice little blend over multiple colors. It's thin enough where like the layers don't really like get crazy. And I'm just like, I could have saved so much time.
So many years, so many work.
Especially with like, well, when I was painting everything for WTC, I was like finished like the day before, and part of that was just doing the giant Legion wings, and this would have made it so much easier.
Yeah. There and there.
Only thing that even slightly still annoys me with it is just having to make sure you have like enough on there to get coverage, but not so much that like the minute you touch it's like, oh, it's a mess.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. You gotta find that fun like dry brush consistency.
Yeah. Let's get this the camera set up now. Now that I've got all the socials shared out, I can actually start painting.
The life of a fucking famous streamer.
It's like it's annoying because I have to. It's like halfway annoying because I have to post on Instagram, I have to post on YouTube, I got to post on all the Discords, Facebook.
If only there was a way to do all of that at once. Somebody should make a service for that.
My buddy sent it to me. I just haven't had time to set it up. And I'm sure you know one too because you're making fun of me for not having it.
Oh, I do. I just also haven't set it up because, I mean, mostly laziness, completely honestly.
Yeah, no, same thing. Same thing. I'm a little stinker. I haven't set it up yet. All right. We are on to the fun stages of this model.
What are we working on today?
Today we are on the same thing as yesterday, but we're just doing like the inlay.
Okay. Still finishing out all the jacks?
Yeah. Jacks, all the little the dots and stuff on the archers. All the gems that I have to paint.
I mean, have to.
I mean, yes, I should. But thankfully it's only one color.
Does make it a bit easier.
Yeah, it is. If I really want to be fancy with it, I can cover it with my plasma coil glow, but I'm just going to do Pro Krill Turquoise.
Boom. I went other way, massively thin paints. I found a very thick coat sponging work better for me. Yeah. I could see it, honestly. Still experimenting, so trying to find the right consistency has been challenging. It also doesn't help that I mostly have no idea what I'm doing, so just kind of making it up as I go.
Yeah, the sponging thickness, I never use my wet palette. I only use the what's it called? Words.
Words escape you.
My pop socket.
Right on.
Because I use that for all my like my speed paints and stuff, and my metallics, but I use that for my for the sponges too. Because it keeps them at a consistent, well, it keeps them thicker, not as moist.
It's a fun word.
Moist or thicker?
Yeah. Yes.
I was like, both of those are some of my favorite words ever.
Some of the best words to just annoy the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Which is its own reward sometimes.
Yeah.
I've also found a little pair of tweezers can help. Just because you can squeeze a little more, get into tighter spaces.
tweezers, you put a rubber band on the end, and you can actually like paint the whole time, and it'll hold it.
There you go. See, this is why I come on here. I'm learning tricks from the fucking master.
Oh, thank you. Let me try.
He's helpful, not just a great mustache.
Dude, I've heard that before, but not from my wife.
I don't know. Tell her that if she doesn't start complimenting the mustache, you apparently have options on the internet.
She knows.
Oh, okay. So I was re-going over like the Adepticon schedule yesterday, just to be like, oh, what's actually happening? Why the hell? And I just still need to know, why the hell are they doing the keynote at 10 o'clock at night?
Are they really?
Yeah, it's at 10 o'clock.
Oh my lord,
It's like, look, I was talking to Erica, she's like, I'm gonna be in bed by then. Like, there's no way.
I'm gonna be there because like I want to be there.
It's same.
But like, that's so late.
Like you could have done this so earlier.
I wonder if that was the only free time in the schedule.
Maybe.
Or
I guess
other companies were doing their keynotes and they didn't want to get in the way.
Maybe. I also wonder if maybe it was just like a
last minute thing.
I mean, yes. I was gonna say more of like a we've got events running all day and we don't want to pull away from them.
Yeah, I mean that too.
But I also like I think it's going on like Wednesday, and the only events are like there might be like a two-headed giant type of tournament or something, and like everything else is just like Iron Arena.
Yeah.
Then it's like, well, maybe it was like it's Wednesday, so like it's a setup day, so they're like, yeah, we have to get everything out, so.
Who knows?
I know. I'm not privy to these secrets. I don't know.
Neither am I. I could bet they're trying to get some. They're trying to do some stuff so that way they don't interfere with other people's streams. So they don't like lose viewers to like GW streams.
Maybe. Who plays GW games?
A lot of people actually.
Really? It feels like a mistake.
Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. Double painting. What's up, Alec?
So much paint. But yeah, I say that as if I wasn't. What's up, Brian?
What's up, man?
As if I wasn't staring at 30k every once in a while, just being like, you know, I really do like the lore.
Yeah, I mean, like, their lore is kind of unfortunately unmatched, and we all kind of look at their models.
Yeah. It's like, you know, I could go and just build an entire Blood Angels army. This would be fine.
Yep.
And with sponging, it'd probably be really easy to paint the entire thing.
Yeah, see? Oh, yeah. Don't do it. I was looking at the new Emperor's Children's like, oh, those look real good. Oh, no.
Yup. It's like, I would love to, if I was independently wealthy.
Yeah. Even then, I just don't have the time. Because that's a whole army you have to paint.
Yes. But, like, if you're independently wealthy and you don't have to work, it's really easy.
Oh, well, yeah. That's hard to do.
I mean, yeah. Just gotta get hit by a city bus or somebody riding in a Benz. It's the millennial dream, boys. We're not making it except for getting hit by a car.
Dark Angels and the Lion are amazing. If only GW didn't own them. What a statement.
Preach.
I love it.
If only GW wasn't actively terrible.
Well, that's because they went publicly traded.
I mean, yes.
Thousand Suns are my favorite Chaos Space Marine army, so I'm there with you, man.
I was a longtime Space Wolves player, so I have opinions about this.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Furry, go play Circle next time. How about you play Old Umbre?
I thought about it. When I was getting into the game, right? We had a local game store that bought literally everything. It was like, yeah, we went to Privateer Press. We're not going through 3 different distributors. We're going to order directly from them because we want access to the entire line all the time. Like, we're going to have everything here.
Nice.
Mind you, this dude did mostly come from GW and 40k, so, you know, he had a very skewed view of how War Machine would sell, I think.
Yeah.
So, okay, whatever. We're looking at the armies, and we're talking to the people that are starting, because at the time there was like 17 of us, and like, okay, who's gonna play what, because we all don't want to be playing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's everybody kind of interested in? And there was a bunch of people that picked up War Machine stuff, and I was never super interested in like the War Machine aesthetic. Yeah, like, it was always just like, okay, here's Kador, big boxy jacks, and Signar, slightly less boxy jacks, and Menoth, slightly more triangular jacks. Like, they all just... they were all very much like, okay, this is the same thing. Like, I just wasn't...
Yeah.
My vibe. So then I started looking through Hordes, and I was like, okay, Trolls really didn't speak to me, because they just... again, the aesthetic wasn't there, but, like, I liked them better just because...
Not the box.
Yeah, everything wasn't just like the same. There was clearly like, okay, this beast is different than this beast, is different than this beast. Like, you could just see the differences, which I super liked. Which then came down to either Legion, Circle, or Scorn. And 2 people were like, no, we're gonna start Scorn. So I'm like, okay, well, that's out. And it was me and like 3 other people being like, okay, who's gonna do what? Like, and we're staring at it, and finally 2 of them go, okay, well, we're gonna do Circle, because like werewolves and stuff seems fun. And I'm staring at them like, well, I like them just as much as the dragons. Like, they look like proto-tyranids, so like, I'm in. I've always wanted to do that.
There you go.
So that was the entire reason I started playing Legion. Was just like, okay, this way we're not all playing the same thing.
That makes sense.
Funnily enough, that store owner then ran a tournament, again, in the style of a 40k one.
I can only imagine how that went.
It was like a $30 buy-in.
Ouch.
Yep. And had a prize support of just like a giant... I think like first prize was an entire like painted Convergence army. Like, he himself had painted it, as well as like $200 store credit.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It was, except
Morning, fellas.
all of... Morning, guys. Most of the people in the area that had been playing at that store, like I said, had just started.
Oh, yeah.
So there was like 17 of us who were brand new, and didn't realize that like the wider Buffalo War Machine community existed.
And then
so
you got stomped.
Our old press ganger, Adam, came in and was like, hey... Like, first of all, if you need anything, I'll help. Just let me know, like, that's what I'm here for. Second of all, you might want to, like, bring this down a notch, because I understand why you're doing it, but you're gonna pull in sharks from all over the area, who are not gonna play nice with your new people. When they see that much as prize support, they're going to come in and they're just gonna start smacking you.
Yeah.
So, like, you really need to, like, bring it down a little bit. And the owner of the store kicked him out and was basically like, it's my store, I'm going to do what I want, you don't tell me what to do.
Okay.
Which was a choice.
It is a choice.
Ran the event the way he wanted. Oh, that was the other thing. At the time, Death Clock wasn't the standard, it was an optional way to play. Standard in the Steamroller packet was time turns, even though nobody actually played time turns, everybody played Death Clock, apparently. For, you know, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So he forced everyone to play time turns, and left everything as is, ran the event, pulled a bunch of people from Pennsylvania, the entire, like, competitive Buffalo meta at that point, Syracuse, like, the entire Canadian WTC, people who, were not gonna fuck around. They were going to come in and they were going to try and win. And they did. And out of the 17 people that had started playing because of this event, there was 3 of us after that continued.
Ouch.
Because people were coming in and losing in ways they didn't even know were possible, because we'd only been playing collectively for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
And just getting absolutely smashed by things that we didn't even know you could do. So basically, sold everybody on this game, then immediately dumpstered himself. Tried to run like 2 more events and was like, oh yeah, by the way, the community isn't supporting me anymore, so I'm not going to support the community. So even though he sold all of the models, if you came in and like tried to play in store, he would like kick you out.
Crazy.
Yeah. That store no longer exists, but super fun times. Yeah, that was 5 minute. 5 minute turns, 6 minute turns. I think it was 5 minute turns with like a 6 minute extension or 3 minute extension, something like that. Basically, you could have one turn that went longer, but otherwise, yeah, it was like 5 or 6 minute turns. And if you weren't done by the end of that 5 or 6 minutes, your turn just ended.
Interesting.
This was also, Mark II, so before pre-measuring, before any of that, so you were trying to figure out trigonometry on like a 5 minute clock. Again, as brand new people.
Yeah.
Versus people who had played this game and didn't have to look up every rule and knew somewhat what they were doing. Yeah, it was a series of choices.
The dark times.
Genuinely, unpopular opinion, I semi-miss time turns. Just because it wasn't great, to be clear, but if you got really good on time turns, your clock management when you went to Death Clock was just immaculate.
That's fair.
Like, I remember, like, the first, I think, 2 years of playing, I never clocked. Because that's just what we did, as I constantly remember playing on time turns, and then just being like, oh, we're playing on Death Clock now? What do you mean I don't have to rush through an entire turn?
Yeah.
I can actually, like, plan this out and take my time a little bit, and it doesn't matter if I'm, like, a minute over. Time turns with Legion was super easy. It was super nice when you could just be like, what are terrain rules? And, I'm gonna do what I want. Because I only have 6 work models in, like, the entire army.
Yeah, that's fair. That wouldn't work with the dude spams list we have now.
No. I remember watching some Crix lists where it was just like, oh yeah, all the Banes, and it's like, oof, good luck.
Good luck. 4 heavies, 4 solos, and a caster. That's it.
If that. Sometimes it was just 5 heavies. Lilith made it even easier because you just pressed the Ravagore button until it broke. You weren't around for the glory days of Lilith 2?
I sure wasn't.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, so I could explain my entry to War Machine now. I bought models when a Cyan came out.
Okay.
And then I didn't know what I was doing. I bought cool models because I liked them and they were elves.
Checks out.
And then nobody played, but I always owned a Hypnos and a Cyan. And then years later, got to my current job where I'm at now, met with my first co-host, AJ, and he was like, I play War Machine, don't play Warhammer, game's dumb, play War Machine. I was like, all right, cool, good, easy enough for me.
Solid sell.
And then I went on deployment, bought all of Rhett with my deployment money, came back.
One does with deployment money.
And then Mark IV dropped, and I was like, oh, I just bought 8 boxes of brand new models from Discount Games. Love that.
I mean, The benefits of deployment money.
I mean, yeah, it just sucked because I had I had 2 Void Archons sitting in a box brand new that I could not use anymore.
Rough.
Yeah. Happens though.
Such is life.
Yeah. And then we got some Gen Con boxes. I started a YouTube channel, and that's that.
The rest, as they say, is history.
Yep. And then I saw Dusk, and I was like, well, there's my Dusk. There's my replacement. And then I cried myself to sleep when Falshir died.
Did Valkyr die?
Yeah, she did. She was the one who killed Gorshade in the big explosion that made them all soulless. She died at the explosion.
Right. As I say, I remember she killed Gorshade.
Yep.
In, a very anticlimactic way.
Yeah. But yeah, she's dead. Or I guess they never confirmed she's dead.
Maybe she's an Eldritch.
She's definitely very wounded, I'd say. Nightless with memory. Void Archons. I don't know if I still have them. I think I sold them.
So you gotta use them as a giveaway now.
I sold them or gave them away. We all have Archons no one can use. It's true.
It's true.
I wonder if I still have them. I could totally do a Kruger Void Archon conversion. That would be cool.
That'd be dope. She will back as a soulless caster or Eldritch. I mean, that'd be funny, honestly.
Dude, if Falshir came back in like the Fane of Nero, it would be a reason for me to play that army. I would 100% switch just to play Falshir. She's my favorite caster. Yep, Nate's onto it. Nate's thinking with portals.
It's true. See, I said forever, if they make Beefcake Menoth riding dinosaurs, I don't care that I don't have money, I'm in. All I've ever wanted.
That's done.
I mean, Denegra's a special case. She's got that Haley Pod armor.
Isn't Denegra coming back, or is it somebody else?
I mean, she was mentioned in the fluff, so...
Yeah.
I don't know that I would necessarily...
Count her out.
Count on her coming back, but like... Maybe. I mean, they're willing to bring back Morton Ebra.
What's the story with her?
Oh, I have no idea yet. She's
No,
the Crix Apotheosis caster.
Is she
Oh, like
coming-
her background story?
Yeah.
Originally she was Convergence robot person, defected to Crix, went, full worship Tauric, do dragon things. I don't know what her current story is, but I know she's coming as like the Crix Apotheosis caster, like that's her current thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, what exactly is going on fluff-wise, but like, she's apparently coming back.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know her fluff before. That's what I was wondering.
Oh yeah, you ever want to talk about fluff? Give me a couple minutes to grab a drink or two, and we can do Drunk War Machine history.
There's so many people that I could call for that. You guys are crazy with the lore. I am not. I just like rolling 2 dice and being bad at math.
I did. We were doing a thing at one point, going over like the new factions and casters, and for every one of them, it was like, oh, we're gonna do like a quick lore thing. And I'm not great at the lore, so some of it was just flat made up. But I gave like the quick recap of lore, and I got nothing but people being like, this is basically War Machine drunk history, and I would just listen to nothing but this, and I'm like, Like, all right, like you're giving me ideas.
That's true. With the power of capitalism, you will never not want to own an army. Alright, this Drunk War Machine is the best.
It is.
This will have to be like a Saturday night.
Oh, I'll do it.
Yeah, we can do it. I won't be drinking. I'll just be narrating, or I'll be like asking dumb questions, like "Who's this guy?"
No, you have to drink. You don't have to drink a lot, but grab a Corona and
I'll grab a blue tequila.
yeah,
I'll have
that's
a
fine.
glass of tequila. That's all I need.
You need to do something because if I'm the only one drinking, it gets weird. We don't need
weird.
that. Look, you think I'm weird sober?
I don't.
Like, I'm probably bringing Captain Sonar to Boker because why not? And that's one of those games where like you learn who your friends are, especially drunk. Should bring Wingspan too. Both of those are fun.
Never heard of either of them.
Okay, Captain Sonar I could see you not hearing of because it's kind of niche. How have you never heard of Wingspan?
I don't play board games, man. He's a
Bro.
Zoomer. That's it. The Dusk special. I don't know. I don't play a lot of board games.
Bro.
So what is Captain Sonar or what is Wingspan?
Or Wormspan.
Yep, or either. What are those games? What do you do in them?
So Captain Sonar is you're in a sub with 4 of your drunk friends. 3 of your drunk friends? 3 to 4. And the job is you have another team sitting across the table from you of, 3 to 5 of your drunk friends. And they're in a separate submarine, and your job is to hunt down their submarine and shoot it. And that's the game.
That's pretty cool.
So you start off, it's like a dry erase mat. You start off at random points on the map, and then you have to start basically just yelling and screaming directions, and somebody on your team is listening to the other team scream directions while somebody on their team is listening to yours. Because your sub is basically made by the same guys that made one of the flat earth rockets that exploded, like, every time you move, it, like, things break and break down, so you have to move certain directions to keep things, like, fixed, otherwise you risk breaking it forever. It is a fantastic game of just nonsense revelry and screaming about everything. Literally everything.
I've seen like a video game that's like about subs, and it's like 4 of your friends, and you have to like work together to keep the sub alive while you hunt monsters or something.
Sounds vaguely familiar. And then Wingspan, Wormspan, and there's a new one, it's like Fishspan. So, we're just changing biomes and creatures. It started off with birds, and if you're, like me, and as an autistic who likes birds, you'll love this. Because, it is entirely a birds in biomes, and you have to... You learn fun bird facts while also trying to complete objectives related to birds.
Interesting.
And in the dragon version, it's dragons. In the fish version, it's fish. Like... The entire thing is just, again, kind of a goofy excuse to just learn bird facts.
4 minute games that all Voltron into one big game.
Right.
Is that what happens, Wolf?
It can.
It can.
For
Sonar?
For Captain Sonar, yeah, it literally is. Because, like, everybody is on your crew, they each have a different job, and each job does a different thing. So yeah, it is just a bunch of mini-games that evolve into an actual big game that affects each other.
There's a board game I have that I got for one of my anniversaries. I've yet to play it, but apparently it won like board game of the year that year. It's called Dead Man's Cabal.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, it has a giant skull and crown on it, which is why it was bought for me.
I mean, checks out.
Maybe I'll play it.
Just because you had a late to the emo phase party doesn't mean you can't have an emo phase.
True. I only own a bird, feeder, and a pamphlet of help. Quietly drinking coffee. Brian sounds like he'd like work Wingspan.
I have never played that game with somebody and not have them actually enjoy it. Like, it's just not happened.
So Brian, when are you going to an event and we can all play Wingspan? How about that?
Like, that is one of those games where it's just great for, oh, we're at this con, we went back to the hotel, like, cool, we're gonna sit in the lobby and play this. And just, like, drink quietly.
Yeah, Kurt has to come to one out too. He has to fly over.
Yeah. Love Wingspan. Haven't played Wormspan yet, but it's all dragon-based. Same idea, though. And then Fishspan is for fish people.
Next Captain Con. Brawlspan 2025.
Let's go!
I should be going to Brocore.
You should. It's great.
Yeah, barring any last-minute work stuff, I should be good to go.
If you're gonna go to any convention, it should be Bokur.
Ryan's gonna be at the next Captain Con, or this coming Captain Con.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going back to Captain Con next year if I can too. It was a lot of fun.
I'm so sad I missed it this year.
Yeah, it's okay. I missed you, and that's what matters.
I was gonna say, the worst part is I've had like 6 people being like, oh, I was actually looking forward to seeing you, and I was like, oh, stop telling me this. What's up, Erica? But it's like, no, you can't, don't tell me that you missed me. Like, I don't, no, don't do that.
Don't do
I'm
that.
sad enough.
I'm
sad enough.
I don't want to have feelings. Cut it out.
I told you yesterday, if I have one more feeling, I'm gonna fucking snap.
This last year I had 2 weeks prior. Yep.
Well, I mean, that's your first mistake.
Don't worry, next year Captain Con will be even cooler than this year's, as they always seem to be.
Yeah, they're definitely rolling the ball uphill.
Yeah.
Though I genuinely think part of that is just because Seth runs all the War Machine events, and the guys who like run Captain Con don't know what they're doing with it, so they're just like, hey, you keep making this bigger, we don't know what you're doing, but like, just keep doing it. And he's just like, cool, give me bigger space and more stuff and get the hell out of my way.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, okay.
And Erica's right. Boca Brawl is one of the best events in the NA.
Oh, 100%. Like I said, if you're gonna go to any War Machine event, it should be Boker.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Nova, I've heard great things, I would probably rank that top 3. And then I still really, I don't like Adepticon itself, because it's just too much and too many people, but Travis runs some friggin' great events, so like, the ATC and IG at Adepticon are wonderful, I just don't actually super love the con itself.
Yeah. How is Gen Con?
Never actually been, I've heard it's just super busy, there's just people everywhere, and like, it makes it hard to
Is there events going
like
on,
move around and do anything.
Or you just go and hang out?
No, there's events. Yeah, they have an IG and everything else. It's a whole thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I've never been. I've only ever seen.
Okay, these are the metallics. I'm doing them ready for Adepticon. So it's just such a dark metal that in my headcanon, it absorbs all the light, so I don't need to highlight it.
There you go. Which one of the new Chimera Cadre models are your favorite? Favorite for looks, or favorite for projected rules?
Let's go with looks.
Because looks, honestly, I think it's the caster. Because like he's not 100% on his base yet, but like this chonky boy, look at this chonky idiot. He's just a giant dude with 2 swords that probably don't do enough damage, but like he's such a big conk master general. I love him.
He's pretty dope.
Like he's just dope as hell. Second favorite would probably be the beast, just because. And I didn't notice this until my fiance pointed it out, but like he's got giant wings, right? You look at him from the back and you're just like, oh, look at this big idiot. Like, he's gonna be so big. And then you turn him around and it's just like, little head with a tiny mouth. Like, all wings, all body, just little face. Like, every time I see him, I just like...
Oh, he's so cute.
Like, just looking at him, like, imagining being like... Like, okay.
All right.
Good job, little guy. You're so proud of yourself, and I'm proud of you that you're proud of yourself. Good job.
I heard Gen Con was more industry than gaming events. Yeah, I don't know. I know our plans are to go to Gen Con this year because we've never been, but I've been told it's a lot of fun for like just gaming in general.
Oh, for sure.
I highlighted Vanta Black. That's the idea. I just like I mix.
Girl, I want to see that.
I mix the magnesium and coal black, and like they made such like a rich black. But I was like, oh, okay. Like this is a void shaper that's done. And like there's the black. It's like super. Stay in focus, please. There we go.
There you go. You did it.
This guy's done like for Adepticon. So I think the black looks really good because it's just so contrasty. Like in the back, it probably could use a little highlights, but like whatever.
Yeah, you'll get there eventually.
No news on hotel block. That's what I was wondering because I saw the hotel block on the website for Nova was sold out, and I was like, oh, do I have to call and be like, will you give me the room rate, please?
Do you think transporting the models will be difficult due to any overhang issues? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you're gonna need some fancy pluck foam.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is the only thing I really genuinely don't super love about, like, I love the hips, and I love how much more sturdy they are. I don't love that because of how they're built, there's like no good way to like magnetize them or do anything to like make transportation easier. So yeah, it's going to be an issue of just like, okay, do I have room in my bag? Can I find room in my bag? And if not, like,
what do I do?
What do I have to do to make room? Because it's like, that was the thing I really liked about all the modular stuff they started doing, was you could kind of get around that.
Like
and
my
now
monster camp
you just can't.
apart.
Yeah. Well, I got Lilith in, and first thing I did was I'm like, yeah, if I leave you in one piece, like, it's gonna be miserable. So I snapped the little things for the wings off and magnetized them so they can come off, and now, like, that saves, like, 6 inches of room in my bag.
Nice.
So, like, she's just much easier to transport. I wish there was an option to do that for some of these. Some of them are fine. They're just gonna take up a slightly bigger space. Like, this girl will just be in... Even though she's a small base, she'll be in, like, a medium base slot. It's fine.
Yeah. All the voice
but, like...
I love it in chat.
Yeah, the Beast, or... Really, I think it's just the Beast.
No, Chum's huge, too. His arms...
Is he?
His wingspan is huge. Like,
Dude's got reach.
He's got, like, he's wider than yours. He's shorter, but he's wider than the wings. Yeah, he's built like a brick shithouse that's sideways.
Well, glad somebody else is getting the love of just weird overhang models.
Yeah, the rest of the the rest of the Brian Bloods is fine. He's the only one that's like obscenely out of the way.
Right.
Sully's the bird's a little awkward, but like that's kind of expected because he's like 2 models on one.
The rules for him that released yesterday, I still think are I don't think he's necessarily good. Right. I do think
I get pushed D3 back from the gun is awesome.
That's hilarious. But like, I think both of them are going to be useful. I do think the fucking bird is the funniest because literally he's an Arcana in the Trolls, and it's like, why are you here?
Chum can form Short King, dude. Yeah, just like you, Nate.
Hey yo.
I shared a room with Nate. I can say that.
Oh, fair enough. Hey, I'm not here to judge. You do what you gotta do, man. I love Nate. He's my co-host. He's my brother.
He's pretty cool.
He is the little man to my cloud giant.
86, I had to bring him to Adepticon. Yeah, I don't think I'll finish my chum in time, which is sad, but I was hoping to bring mine. I know we're bringing the Chimera for Wolfe here, so he can play him.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if you'll need to. If I get these guys finished, like, I'll just bring my own.
That would be cool. I'm gonna bring him anyway.
I was gonna say, save yourself the bag space unless you feel like bringing them just to show off.
Yeah, I should. I mean, we'll see what my bag space looks like because I have to bring the Garlgas to enter. And he's a big boy.
Chunk.
Yeah, and I do want to show him off to like all the people who haven't seen the Candy Red in person.
It does look dope. I haven't seen it in person, but like the videos are just like, damn.
Well, I'm happy I finally got a better camera because like it does show it off like closer to real life. But like otherwise, the Candy Red does not show up on other good camera on like normal cameras.
Doesn't Battle Foam allow for custom tray cutouts? They probably do.
They do.
The problem with that is number one, having to pay for it, which is always a challenge. But number two, trying to figure out the exact measurements to order something like that.
The way they've always done it is the way they've always done the Battle Foam stuff. The way I thought it was, I know it is. You trace it on a piece of paper, and then you send them that piece of paper, and be like, "This is 8.5 by 5," and then they have a reference to put it on their thing, and then they will figure it out from there.
Sure.
I do miss when Battle Foam supported that because Battle Foam would have done like a 2-player box like Chimera tray, and like they would have done individual trays for each one.
I mean,
but more and more people are just switching to like AK cases and like the magnets anyway, so
for sure. Yeah, my biggest problem with something like that is just the cost, and then having to set the tray up such that like, okay, like if there comes a time where like maybe something happens, right, and the beast changes and it's like, oh, I don't really want to be carrying it, it's like not as useful for my lists or the meta changes, whatever else, then like I've made the tray so it fits the rest of the stuff that's always going to be in there, even if it's like, oh, this is now taking up space that could be for something else. Versus just like pluck foam, you can pluck out whatever you need and be like, okay, I can kind of switch this to.
Are you for example, let's walk through this. Are you playing the new beast in your list?
Current thought, yes.
Current thought, yes. Are you playing it over Skyla or with Skyla?
That is currently the question. So it depends.
In my head, the tray would fit both because like the shape of it's probably close enough.
Skyla's significantly smaller.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So the thought process currently is like the new beast. We don't admittedly know anything about the rules. We don't know anything. So like, if it has anything that's super useful, then like I could see taking it. But like it comes down to like what is it offering that like other things either aren't, or what is it doing that like can't be done better by something else, or like can't be done at all. So like that's the shades when they came in were like a immediate, oh, this is going in lists because like these guys are going to be great at hunting down the other characters.
See you, Erica.
Bye, Erica.
But yeah, I see.
So like they made it immediately into a list as just like a, oh no, you're going to be fantastic at your specific job. Yeah. Go.
Oh, you have Black 13th or Hounds? No, you don't.
Yeah. I did. I was doing the math yesterday. They're like coin flip to kill Grendel from full health. Like just charge and shoot it, and that's pretty great.
That is really great.
So I started doing the math on some other stuff, and like Israfil from full health, they're like a 30% to just kill him. If you can do a couple points first, they're like 60 to 70.
Is that with or without focus?
That's through 3 focus.
Jeez, alright.
Yeah, I think you have to do like 5 points to them with something else first, and they jump to like a 60% to just charge and kill them.
That's pretty nice. Oh,
So I'm like,
Tyron, do you want to explain what you did to my blimp last night with lashers? Oh my god.
I don't know what's happening here, but anytime explain what you did with lashers is just an immediate, oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh, that poor blimp.
I fully believe it was something ridiculous. But yeah, shades are gonna be gross. And that's, oh, I should point out all of these numbers are with no help. So like, if you can get Silence of Death or another +2 on them, it just goes up, and it's like, oof.
Oh, okay. And there you go. Yeah, he charged my blimp, which mathematically should not kill it, and he was 3 off one-shotting it.
That's ridiculous. Lashers be lashing. It's what they do.
Yep.
I'd say I feel bad, but balloons deserve it, so...
I mean, that's fine. That's why I put mine with a Monster Energy can on it.
I don't feel too bad.
That is going to be the most wild model at Adepticon. Change my mind.
I can see it. I don't know if you'll get any competition with that. Although, maybe. If, I know if, like, the Minority Report guys bring their big ship again as, like, the display board, that you might have some competition there.
I'll put...
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in person.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
It is... I've seen pictures, though. It does look pretty rad.
I don't remember where they... might have been Adepticon or Bokur or something. They brought it at one point, and I was just like, what is happening? And they're just like, yeah, that's just a display board. I'm like, first of all, this is dope as hell. Second of all, you guys are nuts.
They got him to the next turn. Yeah, they got... Which is fine, like, because, like, I guess mathematically, you should have done half damage on the first swings, and then the other half on the second. Like, you should have killed him in 2 turns. So, regardless, the dice worked themselves out.
You hit exactly average eventually.
My favorite thing about that game last night was he gave me a lasher to shoot with a brutal damage shot on the Mage Hunter Sniper.
Sure.
I hit on 7s, because 7s are average. Cool, love that. And then I rolled trip 1s on damage with a brutal shot.
Oh!
I was like, well, that's a start to this game.
That'll do it.
I felt like my dice were like fairly average, and his dice were much more swingy than mine.
Trying to think what was
war table things.
I mean, fucking war table dice.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I've done... Oh, I think the best I ever had was playing into my local Troll Bloods player, and he gets the oh my god, the drug frog. I can't remember his name. The new one.
Frogger?
No, the one that licks frogs to like get stuff. The solo.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That there's a new frog. He like licks other frogs to do crazy shit. And he plans his entire turn around like this stupid frog coming in and being like, oh, I'm gonna just go in here, I'm gonna attack this one idiot, I'm gonna kill him, and then I'm gonna get into this and this because that's blocking my landing zone. And I'm like, yeah, alright, sure. Does this entire thing, gets there, and I go, oh, I have Counterblast up on this Hydrix. And he's like, okay. It's like, you're like, what, Mat 6? I'm like, yeah, Mat 6. I'll try with the crit AP head, see what happens. And he's just like, it's like, POW 16, right? I'm like, no, 18 Silence of Death. He's like, okay, sure. I'm like, it's like, I'm like, Def 13, Arm 20, with like 8 boxes. So like, the chances of you doing anything here aren't, yeah, Fugue Walker, thank you, Nate, are like nothing. Hit the crit AP, and I'm like, cool, so you're actually like armor 12, dice plus 6? And he's like, you gotta be kidding me. And I rolled like 5-5, I think it was 5-5, 5-6 for damage. And I'm like, okay, so that 100% just kills him. And he's like, yep, tough check. I'm like, oh no, silence, you don't get tough.
Ouchies.
And he just stares at it and he's like, yep, fine. Picks it up, stares at the board and just goes, alright, well I guess I have to rearrange my entire turn now. Just like, sorry. And by sorry, I mean not actually sorry.
Kurt, thanks for stopping in, man.
Later, bud.
So surprised there's no freaking war table. You're right. That totally could be a shirt. I think there's something coming that's related to that at Nova, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the any null lug shirt. They've already shown it off. People know.
Have they? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble, so I play quiet.
Erica was showing off at one point. It's fine.
Okay. See you, Nate. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Later, bud. Look at these people having to do work.
I know.
Absolute lunatics.
I do believe that is Israfil minus the white highlight. Done.
Boom.
Yeah, I like the weapon glow a lot. The weapon like chains.
Yeah. I like the blue contrast there. That looks really nice.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to do the shoulder pad up here. And on the arm over here. Yeah, the blue is a good. I haven't added it to a lot of models yet, but it definitely makes separate a lot of the colors.
Oh, for sure. Let's see, this is why I'm glad I did this first. So the first shade I did, I like color blocked everything in. Oh, later, Brian.
See you, man. Thanks for coming.
And was like super, like I need to see how this all looks together.
Yeah.
But then when I sponged the wings, obviously you don't get exactly where you were aiming. Like it kind of hits the general area. I ended up having to go back through and like redo it a bit and like just cleaned it up.
Yeah.
And now I did the smart thing. I'm gonna get all this out of the way first before I do all of that.
Nice.
I only have to do it once.
Big brain.
Big brain play.
I'm driving across the UK. Listening to you. Love you guys. Love you too, man. Safe travels.
Try not to hit anything. Let me know if you see any good cows.
Bring me a lamb, please.
Well, I am off to deliver more Girl Scout cookies. I'll see you. Wait. You got Thin Mints, bro? You can't just mention you got Girl Scout cookies and not bring a box of Thin Mints. What is this?
Box of Thin Mints that I will then give to Ryan at Adepticon.
Yes, do that.
Did you try the Thin Mints Wendy's Frosty?
I did. I also found out there's apparently a drink you can make called a Thin Mint, and it's also delicious.
Yeah, I need to try the Frosty still. That is on my list of things still.
Creme de menthe and like 2 scoops of chocolate ice cream.
Interesting.
Fire.
Alright.
Well, I'm glad you do. Bring some for the rest of us. Damn. Selfish.
I know. He is. Alright. Israfil is done.
Nice.
I have to highlight the white. So not done, but like...
Mostly done.
Yeah.
Done enough.
Yeah. This part takes so long. It's the most tedious part of the model.
What's up?
Moment of clarity. Howdy, howdy.
What up, bro? And we got the wings done. Look at that.
Nice.
I really do like how the sponging looks on them. Like, it's just so... so much more like natural.
Yeah, it gives you like that like texture that you wouldn't
Yeah.
find with normal brush strokes. Probably make you a little larger. Now that I'm
She
looking
said?
Cheers from Poland. How is Poland? Is it nice? Is it cold? Is it warm?
I heard it's nice this time of year.
It is Pi Day, actually. I just thought about that. Happy Pi Day, everybody.
Oh shit, it is, isn't it?
Ryan, would you be my cutie pie for Pi Day?
I mean, anything for you, buddy.
No, thank you.
That's what I'm here for. Well, literally the only reason I'm here, in fact.
I like the grass green and the blue combination. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
That's what I appreciate about you.
This army is slowly turning into an army that I actually like to paint. Because I can tell you, it definitely didn't start that way.
Wild.
Yeah, when I first started painting this
God, what do I want to do first?
green yellowish color, it was nerve-wracking.
I have literally never picked up an army that I did not want to paint. Like, it just, I don't bother with it if I'm looking at it going, I don't know if I would enjoy you. Like, I'm going to spend so much time around it that...
Oh, no,
like,
no,
no.
I
If
enjoy
I-
the models. It's that, like, I thought I messed up when I painted the base coat. And I was
gotcha,
like,
gotcha.
oh, God, what did I just do? And it was very much a trust the process.
Yeah, huh?
And as soon as I started doing some more of the base coats, I was like, all right, we're good.
It's always a nerve-wracking part of just, oh god, trust the process, it'll probably be fine,
Yeah.
it'll probably be fine, keep going.
That cloud coverage. See, I like the second temperature you said. I like the cold in the clouds.
Already quite warm, around 15 Celsius. What is that in freedom units?
I want to say that's like 60 or 70 degrees.
Okay. That's comfortable then.
Because I think like 20 or 30 for them is like melting, and I'm just going off of that.
We have Polish Masters this weekend. Oh, nice!
Heck yeah.
How many people you got signed up? Like, big event, or...?
I can't wait to see all the dusk stuff that comes out of that. They always have some wacky dust lists out of the European stuff.
I mean... I'm gonna make a comment here. And I'm gonna back it up if I have to.
Okay.
But out of, Polish Masters specifically, I would be very surprised if you don't see an awful lot of Moraine out on top. Only because the meme of like, oh yes, Poland will just go in and for a 60% assassination run almost all the time, and get enough of them you get to win things. And Moraine is really good at that. So like, I would not be surprised if she just has like the weirdest stats of like, oh yeah, like 40 wins, 38 losses, but also like out of all of those, like every game there was like 90% assassination, either win or fail.
Here's my bet. It's going to be a lot of Cyrafel.
You think so?
Yep, that's my bet for the Polish Masters.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be right, but
I
I'll make
mean,
that bet.
one way to find out.
Yeah.
Are you?
No, I'm not actually.
I was gonna say, didn't you just say you went to Vegas and never gambled before?
Well, I play gacha games. That's gambling.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't spend any real money, or like the money I've spent is minimal compared to what some others have spent. More people.
24 signed up. That's still pretty good.
That is a solid number.
I wouldn't be upset showing up to a 24-person event. Shit.
Yeah.
The key is, are you going to do all the rounds in one day? That's how you separate the men from the boys. It was back before it was Warfare weekend and it was War Machine weekend, and they did the qualifiers. We had one out in Rochester, and literally we showed up in the morning and the TO Gale was like, "Hey, we're we're doing this. We have, I don't even remember the number, however many people signed up. We're not doing cut to top anything. We're not coming back tomorrow. We're going today until it's done.
Jeez, I couldn't do that.
So we started at like 9 a.m. and ended up being like 6 or 7 rounds in one day.
Monstrous.
Oh, it was amazing.
No, they're doing 3-round qualifier, then top 8 cut, another 3 rounds, so 4 and 2 on Sunday. I like that. 4 is a lot for me even, but like I can deal with 4.
You gotta play it out all in one day.
No. Some of us aren't masochists like you are, okay?
Hey, you know,
Some of us like sleep and rest.
I like sleep and rest too. You just do it in between rounds.
No, that's when you slam zinnies and monsters. What are you talking about?
Yeah, early on. After like round 4, you just top a 2 somebody and then go, cool, I get to take a 2-hour nap, and you find a nice quiet table and lay down.
Oh my, oh no is correct. That is how I'm feeling about that event that he just described.
I'm just saying, that's how you want to play. That's the way to do it.
My social battery lasts like 4 rounds, and then I'm like, all right, you guys playing board games? I'm gonna go to my room and sit quietly and eat McDonald's. McDonald's is my comfort travel food, and I've gotten my meal down to an exact science.
What is the science behind it?
So you get a double quarter pounder with cheese.
All right, I'm with you so far.
You add 2 extra patties, so you have a pounder.
Okay.
And then you get a Diet Dr. Pepper, large, and that's it. And you slam it. It's like 1,000 calories, 80 grams of protein, and it's like, boom, done. And then you just pass out.
I mean, I was with you up until just boom, pass out. See, my thought process is, especially at a convention, it's like, look, I don't get to see most of the people here that I want to see enough. But like, sleep is for when I'm dead.
That's fair.
If I have the opportunity to go and hang out with people that I don't get to normally spend time with, and I actually want to spend time with, like, you follow the 3-2-1 rule, and you're good.
What's the 3-2-1 rule?
At a convention, minimum you need a day, 3 hours of sleep, 2 meals, 1 shower.
Oh God.
If you can do that, you're golden. You're set.
No, I will die.
No, you'd be fine.
No. That sounds like Akers though, because he likes like not sleeping so he can play better. It's funny.
Yeah, he's one of the people that I will do that shit with. It's like I don't know if you ever met like Dan Vanderkoy, but he was the one that taught me all of this. One of the old beer machine guys. We were at the Sioux, which is a convention that used to run out of Ontario. Fucking great convention. I'm so sad it stopped going, but COVID. But like that, literally, we were sitting there the one day. We played all day, went and did stuff, like board games, whatever else. Came back, just hammered as hell, sitting there. Went and found ice cream at like 3 in the morning.
As one does.
Passed out on a table. Woke up a couple hours, like 3 to 4 hours later, to the one guy, Matt Clark. His wife was walking around like, "Oh, I've got cheesecake left over." So, like homemade cheesecake that she brought with and sold. We bought like 2 or 3 pieces of that, and then went right back to gaming.
An entirely unrelated cheesecake note. I signed up for a Costco membership this weekend.
Right on.
I'm gonna get the Costco tiramisu cheesecake, and I'm very excited this weekend.
There you go.
I'm gonna mix that with a Costco pizza, which is the best pizza ever.
I've never had it, so I can't say.
One, it's like extremely high in protein for some ungodly reason. Each slice is like 40 grams of protein.
Okay, solid.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it's a perfect, like, just have a slice of pizza and you have all your macros for a meal. And then secondly, it's just delicious. And it's like cheap. It's like $1.50 a slice.
I mean, dollar slices are always good. See, I've never had. We don't have a Costco around here, which is sad. We're gonna get one. Apparently, they're like building it, but
I can tell you, with the way I signed up for my membership, go to Groupon and you'll sign up and you'll get a deal.
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to. I've heard the Costco hot dogs are just fire. So
Now, if I repeat any moment of tournament, we had that.
that's what happens when you get old, man. All the stuff you used to do, where you're just like, yeah, this is it. I die now.
Yeah.
I'd still do it though. I don't give a shit. If I die, that's one of the acceptable ways to go. Somebody would go to my funeral and be like, he died doing what he loved, being drunk and playing board games. Like, have everyone there just be like, yeah, no, that checks out actually.
Like, I definitely would want to do more of like a glow effect on these blades, but I do not have time for that. So they're getting painted just blue.
I mean, you gotta do what you got time for.
Yep. And it sucks because I'll probably never go back to them, but the Colossal is going to look really cool.
There you go.
And I mean, this still looks fine to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's, first of all, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Second of all, like, the option is there for you to go back to it if you really wanted to. So, like, if at some point, in whatever day in the future, if you're like, okay, I got the Colossal done, I've got all this other, you know, big stuff done, I'm doing stuff that either I don't care about as much or I don't need, like, actually, I really want to go back to this, to, like, bring this up to the dopeness level of the Colossal or whatever else, like, you could do it.
Totally could. Probably won't. Totally could.
I mean, you say that now, but, you know, things change. Maybe you will.
I have a big Gundam project later this year because I'm trying to enter into the Gundam Build World Competition this year, and that's going to take up, like, a good 4-month span.
Really?
Yeah. I'm trying to win locally, maybe at the state level.
Nice.
And that's probably all I'll get to. Because, like, as soon as you get past, like, state level, it's like, all right, well, these guys are really good. And then, like, USA never wins. When it goes out to the world, it's usually someone out of, like, Singapore, Taiwan, or Japan, whose job is, like, either art of some degree, or there are literal studios in those countries that people commission Gundams for, like, $3,000. They're like, hey, I want my favorite Gundam, but I want it amazing. And, like, they'll pay, like, $3,000 or the equivalent of that over there to have this built for them. Because they're like, this is my favorite model. I want to display, I want a statue of it for whatever.
Right. I mean, yeah, but think of it this way. Just because we haven't won before doesn't mean you couldn't be the first.
No, the guy who won this year out of the States, he did some... I have to show you, have to remind me. He did some awesome thing. I was like, well, they spend like 9 months on one model. So, like, I'm like, I can't do that.
I believe in you.
I'd have to quit War Machine. I don't want to do that.
No, you just gotta do amazing things faster. Which is totally easy, right?
10 hour by train, Krakow, and then we realized there's a music festival there, and the train was packed, and we had to sit on the floor the whole way. At least you were able to sit.
Yeah.
You didn't have to stand.
Did you hear about the, I think it was the Ryanair thing?
You have an airline?
I wish. I'd have so much more money. No, it's, I don't know if you, seen / heard of it, Ryanair, the guy who owns it was like, yeah, they had him on some interview show and like, oh, how do you keep things...
Seats?
Yeah, where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do standing room only, and I could do it right now, and I would be able to sell it.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't even be a problem.
I'd buy it in a heartbeat because it'd be like dramatically cheaper.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. It's like, oh yeah, you could do it, and it'd be like, if a normal seat is like $60, this would be like $20 to stand.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
I'm like, it was one of those moments of just like, I understand where you're coming from. Also, I don't know that I would ever actually do it. Like, even to save money, I think I'd be like, no. If I'm gonna be crammed in here like a fish for, however long, I want to sit down.
Yeah. So it's like, it would depend on the flight, truly. Like, the most I could probably do it would be like a flight to Cali. Like 5 hours standing. Could probably get away with that.
See, I couldn't. That'd drive me nuts.
But like, I couldn't do, I'm sure there's people who could do it like longer distances than that. And I couldn't.
No. I say, if it was like a little puddle jumper, like, hour and a half to like Chicago or something, yeah, okay, I can stand for an hour.
How takeoff and stuff would feel like that, because they said they were gonna have like you have like a seat you could lean on. Like, it wouldn't just be like standing in a bus holding onto a rail. Like, you have a seat that's like 30 degrees off the wall. So like, I do wonder like how that would feel in takeoff.
Probably nuts, honestly.
Probably, yeah, probably really weird.
Be like being at the fairgrounds again, one of those like momentum rides that just spin in a circle and let you climb up the walls.
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, I wish he would.
I couldn't do it. Like I said, little puddle jumper. Okay, sure. Save myself some money.
Did you
Let's
see
go.
that? I think was he the one who also said I want to charge to use the restroom?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I want him to implement that tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. And this is my thing. If you have to pay to use the restroom, the people who are going to destroy the restroom won't use it.
I mean, sure.
And that's my thing. Like, I will pay to use the restroom because it's like there's paid bathrooms all over Europe.
Yeah, there are.
And they're usually cleaner. Same with Japan.
I mean, yes. I will say, from my very limited time in Europe, it was not super annoying, but annoying enough. Because there are times you're just out publicly like, look, I really need to use the bathroom, and I don't have a fucking dollar on me, but like, what do you want me to do here? My options are limited.
Brian, standing room only. I think there's like a seat that's like 30 degrees that has a seat belt. I think that's their answer to that.
I don't know. I just remember seeing it and being like,
It'll probably never happen.
Feels wild.
It is a wild thing.
Like, we've already made air travel terrible and uncomfortable. Like, why? Just, can we go back the other direction? Can we make this like the...
When I had to fly to Guam, they gave us the cheapest flights, of course. I sat in the middle seat because we went from the U.S. to Tokyo. I sat in the middle seat, just like locked in for 12 hours. I didn't budge. And I got up to pee like twice. I slept. I watched 2 movies, and I was like, all right. And I got up, and everything cracked, and I was like, I'm good for the rest of time.
Yeah,
I don't know how I did it. I like didn't move for 12 hours. I entered the flow state on a plane.
When we were flying over to Copenhagen for WTC, I got on the plane. I had to get to my doctor beforehand and was like, look, I already have issues with flying. Like, the minute those doors close, it becomes a fight or flight, like, there is no God anymore, and everyone here is just like a threat immediately. And like, I'm so not here for it. So like, they gave me a couple Xanax and were like, yeah, you take these, calm down, try not to, do anything stupid. And I'm like, thank you.
Thank you.
So took those. I had a couple muscle relaxants from my back being fucked up. Took them, sat down, and was just like, and I am not going to move. Crossed my arms and like, I was awake for I think maybe an hour and then passed out. And I just woke up, I think, like, with maybe an hour left in the flight. And was like, oh, okay, now I get like an hour to wake up. And I sat there and played on my phone and did whatever else. And like, that was the most enjoyable flight I have ever experienced because I spent most of it just unconscious.
It sounds like a good idea until you try it. And like, that's why. I mean, you're probably right. And like, that's why some of those ideas are like good on paper, and then you like, they never work because you like do a test run and it's like, that was awful. Let's never do that again.
I mean, you hope that's what comes out of it anyway.
Well, that's the gas done. I don't even know if I need to highlight the white, honestly.
Solid.
Yeah, I think it looks fine. Probably should highlight a little bit, but we'll see. Tranquilizers. It would be interesting to take a tranquilizer, like a thing, and you fall asleep with the seatbelt and you like flop over.
I'd be here for it.
That would be comical. Maybe they'll have like car style seatbelts so you can't move out of the way. Like you can't roll over. They won't just have the one across your lap. They'll have like car style seatbelts. It's like strap across your chest.
There you go. Yeah, I would be here for it. I am not a fan of flying, so it's like, oof.
Yeah.
Anything that makes this better for me, I'm here for.
Yeah. I was talking to my buddy who like he's really into planes. Like that's his thing. And since like we see all the news of how flights are getting real spicy nowadays.
Yeah, that is a word for it. Yes.
He actually said that's normal. Everything that's happening now is just getting overly publicized. He said like that's perfectly normal. This happens.
Really?
He's like, this happens all the time. It's just now getting publicly known.
Wild.
I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Absolutely wild.
I mean, like that doesn't surprise me. I mean, you think about it as a numbers game. How many flights are happening at one time?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just.
It's still wild.
It's wild to think that like, oh yeah, this is a thing that's happening. Like, I feel like somebody should be doing something about this then. I don't know who, but like,
yeah,
definitely feels like this should be more, I don't know, taken care of maybe? Somebody should be looking at it like, hey, we need to, do something here, guys. This is not okay.
I definitely feel like it's getting... It feels like it's getting worse, but like I'm not in the airline industry, I can't tell you. So
yeah, for same.
Daniel Riker, the man, the myth, the legend himself. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, my guy?
Just finally painting my dusk.
When are you gonna start painting them right, though? That's my question.
Oh, true. You're right. Never.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but...
I don't give a fuck.
Too far up? I might be too far up. Which way do I need to go? I need to go back?
Oh, yeah, your camera's like aimed like a phone.
Well, yeah, because it is a phone.
Yeah. You got more stuff. Got about 13 of these models left. I think, how many models do I have left? I don't know.
Oh god,
So I have the rest of this, which is like, what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 on my table right now. I have 6 cats, 6 archers, 6 secret adepts, 5 guardians. That's it. So like 20 something models left.
so many.
How many do you have left?
The 5 in front of me, 3 more lashers, so 11, both Drakions, 13, and 6 caps, so 19?
We're about the same.
And even that feels like so many.
Yeah. But I will say, thankfully, the 10 on my table right now are almost done. So everything? Correct. Right, correct.
Literally everything.
Just like not the casters for me, and like not the blimp and not the pig. But the
So-
archers are almost done, so.
There you go. So, Riker, my question: do the Lockbash brothers and Chum gonna get you back into trolls?
Ooh.
You gonna jump back over? Get Chum on the table? Get chummy?
Chum Chum,
Yeah? Huh?
aka Jeff from Marvel Rivals.
Ooh, I didn't think of that. Somebody needs to paint that. Forget Street Sharks, Marvel Rivals. Let's go, Jeff the Shark.
I would have to sculpt like a little unicorn hat on him.
Totally worth it. God, now.
Fair. That's a respectable answer, I feel.
Can't even be mad.
Nope.
Did you see how Paul from Tried and True did Chum?
Oh, with Nemo in his hands?
With Nemo.
Yeah, that was good.
I saw that and was like, that is so dope. Like, I love this. I love every part of this.
I don't know. I'm not doing anything like thematic with Chum. I'm just painting how my head sees him.
Green stuff, the entire fuzzy onesie on Chum. Oh my god. Yes.
I've thought about it. I would need a second Chum because I want to paint the Chum that I have in my head, but I would also do that to the other Chum.
I mean, I bet you we can get you a second one.
Probably could. Riker, did you see my blimp?
The monster blimp.
The monster blimp?
Honestly, best conversion I've seen.
Because when Chris saw it, he was like, I don't know if you should have done that. It's more of a you could have done that kind of moment.
Jurassic Park, we never stopped to consider if we should, only if we could.
Mm-hmm. I can send it to you, or if you go into the Tried and True hobby thing and you just scroll up a little bit, it should still be there.
It's so good.
It's pretty sweet.
It's so good. Yeah, like, Adepticon is what, 13 days? So, just gotta get a little over a model a day done. It's totally easy.
Yeah, I am thinking about, like, man, I'm painting, like, I try to think about point a day, and I'm like, man, I'm crushing it.
I feel like I'm going way too slow, but also... Like, worst case scenario, I can take, like, the Drakions and just, like, dry brush the shit out of them.
I would
and
say
they'll
for your
probably
stuff,
be
don't
fine.
even worry about it. The two-player box will be painted live on stream. So, like, if you have to, like, not paint something, would be painting the two-player box and saving that till after.
No, I can't do that. I'm already doing it now.
All right.
What am I supposed to do? Stop?
Good.
That's not how this works.
Yeah, he just needs 2 to 4 models a day, no problem.
Yeah. Super easy. That is super easy and perfectly doable, and anyone who says otherwise is lying to you. It's totally fine.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I have to paint all my dusk and the two-player box. My buddy's almost done with his cricks at least, so he's wrapping up those for his Adepticon stuff, which will be fun.
No, we're painting the new toys. I got a... SFG was super nice and sent me a box early, and I'm gonna honor that by getting the stuff painted, and it bringing, if not all of it, most of it with me to be like, alright, I'm hanging out in Iron Arena for like 2 days because I've got nothing else to do, so like... We're gonna be bringing the new stuff and being like, look, you sent this to me early, I painted it, check it out.
I don't even think I should have signed up for Iron Arena. I signed up for the 2 main events, and I was like, I just want to enjoy the con, or like stream, or just hang out. Because I've never been to Adepticon before, and I want to just walk around a little bit.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
See, my thing is that like the people I'm going with signed up for like the 2-person like two-headed dragon, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I signed up for ATC and IG, and I really wanted to get into a couple like painting classes, but they filled up immediately, and I couldn't.
To not paint the new stuff. Look, the same reason Wolf's painting it is the same reason I'm painting it.
Because it's super good.
No, because I was sent it early, and I want to paint it.
Also, it's super good.
It is super cool.
Super good. I maintain shades are an absolute menace, and they're going to be an absolute menace, and I love them.
I'm doing the Chimera in like a 5-hour challenge. Like, and I'm not doing anything crazy. Chum will definitely not be done in time because like I'm putting real work into him.
Right.
But the Chimera just painted are gonna be with sponge chop, so it should be pretty quick.
There you go. But yeah, no. Shades, man. Shades. It's gonna be a problem. They're gonna be amazing.
They're pretty good.
I just can't wait for the first time somebody's like, my jack is totally safe, where I can be like, oh.
My character jack's safe. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's not.
Israfil's standing here on 3 focus. You can't kill him. Oh, buddy.
How much does Ricochet come into your game plan? Like when you're using those? Or you like thinking you're thinking about just taking out units anyway?
I mean, it depends what they're going after. Like, Ricochet for assassination runs feels like it's going to be hilarious. Because I'm gonna shoot this thing. Okay, I'm gonna shield guard it. Cool, I hit your shield guard. It ricochets back to the thing I was shooting at originally.
Yeah.
Like, you can't stop me. So that feels like it's gonna be hilarious. But like, even if you go into somebody who's just not running characters, the ability to be like, okay, I'm gonna go in, hit 3 things in melee, because whatever, shoot something 8 inches away, then ricochet into something else, like, there's a potential to just pick up 9 models in a turn off 1 unit, and then still be like, okay, because they're 4 inches apart, they're all just gonna repo 3 inches in opposite directions. So like,
they're having more board coverage too again.
Yeah, they get more board coverage. You can't just be like, oh, well, I'll just shoot them with an AoE because they're like armor 12 and they'll die. Like, no.
Yeah.
It's like somebody's gonna have to dedicate like actual resources into killing them.
I like that about every one of the new units. I haven't looked at the Lockbash Brothers rules yet, but it feels like every one of the units that every army got takes like real resources to either remove or deal with. So like every army got like a solid little like problem to have to solve from the enemy perspective.
For sure. Lockbash, I think they do that too. They just do it from the standpoint of like, okay, they've got the damage transferring stuff, Sanguine Bond. So like, they're 8 or 10 boxes a piece. I mean, they're still only like 14, 13, so like, if you hit them, like, they're gonna take damage. But with rapid healing and that, it's like, okay, I charge him, I do like 10 to a guy. Cool. 3's gonna go over here, 3's gonna go over here, I'm gonna take 4, and then I heal back 2 of it. So it's like, oh. Huh.
Yeah.
It's like you either need to seriously overkill one dude to make it so that they can't do that, or I mean, like, obviously Grievous or whatever, but like, otherwise it's just like, yeah, I need to be able to do 30 plus points of damage on that unit to get rid of it.
Like, you have to be able to unit wipe it to deal with it.
Yeah. The only thing I don't super like about them is I don't know if they're doing anything that Trolls isn't already able to do. Like, they're... Like, Black 13th was doing something new, right? It's a bunch of true sight, high pow shots that, like, Storm Legion kind of didn't have access to. Gravediggers probably will, but like whatever. Gravediggers is bullshit. You know, the Hounds gave Khador a bunch of elemental immunities, but also Prowl and High Armor, and a thing that could just, you know, camp a flag, repo back, and was perfectly happy to sit there and just be a problem to remove.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Shades offer the character hunting stuff, Ricochet, an ambush unit, like a bunch of things that, like, again, Chimera could kind of already do, but not all in one package, and not that efficiently, with the like assassin ability of like, oh, I occasionally will just murder a bunch of characters or a caster.
Yeah.
Lockbash, I think, is actually fighting for a spot with like Quartermaster Marauders. And that doesn't feel like a great spot for a character to be in.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, we're fighting for a place with a base unit with a UA.
That makes sense to me.
So maybe they'll be fine. Maybe I'm just like, you know, looking at it too much from a numbers perspective. Like, I don't obviously play Trolls, so I don't know for sure. But from the outside, that's kind of just what it seems like. And it's like, ooh, that doesn't feel like a great spot to be in.
Some of our Trolls players were like, I can't believe this is the same box as the Shades. And I was like, well, it's fair.
The new Chimera models do look so much better. I like what they did with these just in terms of aesthetics, because like it's cool to have like the kind of chunky lashers and death dealers, and like obviously the Cav were small at first, but they fixed that too. These guys definitely are like they fit like the Skyborn assassin trope a lot. They're super dynamic. The model itself is thinner, and a lot of the bulk gets added from like the wings. Yeah, they're super. I love the art direction with it, and like if they made an entire army that followed like this kind of a theme, I would be in on that.
We still have the Ember Shard or whatever to see.
Yeah, Emberfrost.
Yeah.
So maybe it is. Maybe it's just gonna be all, you know, flying dudes and magic and like, oof. All right. Gonna cost me my house, but let's go.
Yeah, I'm curious how the other armies are gonna look, because we've seen Gravediggers now. That's in Old Umbre.
Yep.
I'm curious.
Old Umbre is sick too. Just
yeah. Circle Grimkin Khador.
Yeah, like it's
sweet.
Super cool.
And
yeah,
we'll
I'm super.
See the Orgoth at Adepticon.
Maybe. So what do we got left? It's Reaper Covenant for Orgoth, Emberfrost for Chimera, Fane of Naro for Dusk, and United Creels or whatever it is for Trolls.
Yeah.
So like, I'm thinking a couple of like, we kind of have an idea of what like the Orgoth one is going to look like, right? I imagine it's going to be more like War Witches and things like that.
It's going to be like whatever we think the souls of the beasts used to look like, it's going to be them.
Okay.
Because you know the lore with Orgoth, how they make their jacks?
Yeah.
It's just going to be what they were before they were a jack, I feel.
Okay, I could see that. But that's going to be super cool. Fane of Naro is probably going to be more... I feel like it's going to be more like classic Ret.
Oh, I think it's going to be evilness.
It could be.
So you have like the Ravenloft Defenders and all them. There's just them, but like mixed with Dracula.
Okay. I mean, maybe. I was thinking it's going to be more like classic, like Iozan style.
From what I heard, is like it's supposed to be like the Fane of Nero are like the people that are unliked, and they're like the vampires that are like piss everybody off. So I was like, oh, like kind of evil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I didn't know the fluff there. Okay, that makes sense then.
I think I heard that from Nate.
All right, I could dig it.
Yeah.
Okay, so evil vampires, also probably dope. United Creels will probably be closer to like classic Trolls. Like we went fun seafaring expedition with pirates, and now we're going back to like You know,
Trolls.
normal forest trolls. Which, like, again, I'm sure there will be a twist in the aesthetic because it's trolls. Like, there always is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, I bet you that's gonna be, like, the general art style. And then Emberfrost is supposed to be, like, Saren's half of the stuff, so, like, less stealthy assassin, more cast magic, blow things up, do what needs to be done. So, like, I really hope they go with this direction for it, like, more Raven style, flying stuff. You know, you get, like, more of the Sorceress and Hellions and shit like that. I want to see a Flying Dragon Cav finally. For, like, all of Mark 2 and 3, we had the solo. It was just the one, like, Sorceress on a Flying Dragon mount. And the joke forever was like, okay, give us this as a unit, and we will be so happy. And I think at the time, like, people were constantly, like, asking Doug Hamilton, like, is this a thing? And he's just like, I wish it was. If it is, I'm totally picking up that project, because I want to do that. Yeah. But, like, nobody's asked me to do it yet. So now they've got the chance to just be like, yeah, we need a new army, so, like, Flying Witch Cav, like, oh, yes.
Classic Braveheart trolls coming in, that would be cool.
That'd be dope, actually. Give them all kilts, go to town.
Make them all like Ragemonger, or what's the Boomhowler? Or what's the guy with the kilt now? Ragemonger, no.
Ragemonger's on the shark.
There's a merc that has the kilt.
Oh yeah, that's Boomhowler.
Boomhowler, yep. So make them all like Boomhowler. That's red or not, but I'm making it all blue. So it's right now.
It is whatever you want it to be.
True.
It's a benefit of painting, my friend. The world is whatever you want it to be.
Yep. I love all this like blue glow and all like the energy lines that are like everywhere.
Yeah.
It sucks painting it, but it looks cool.
I mean, yeah, that's the trade-off, right?
Going back to like the armies coming, what I really want to see is I want to see a Rule Guard army. Like a Mark IV Rule Guard refresh.
So many... I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. Because part of me is like, yes, that would be cool. And part of me is just like, I want certain aesthetics to just, like, be dead.
Oh, you don't like dwarves?
It's not even that I mind them. Like, it's not that I don't like them. It's just like, look, there's already so many things that kind of fit the vibe of dwarves. Like, they don't have the rules, obviously. But, like, just the, like, boxy, again, jacks and stuff where it's like, like, if you did something different with it, then maybe, but, like, if we're just gonna do...
You'd have to be, like... They'd have to be, like, cave-dwelling, mining dwarves.
Yeah, like, if all the jacks changed into, like, you know, actual mining equipment, like, yeah. Okay. I'm in. You know, if you did things like that... Dope. Same thing with all the things you hear, like, oh, bring back Lael. We need to have new Lael. It's like, do we though?
I saw that the other day.
It was like a kingdom. I'm trying to remember the fluff. Between Signar and Kador, it's where a bunch of like the gun mages and shit were. Kador took it over at one point, and Signar was like helping, trying to like free it again from Kador oppression, delivering freedom. And it's a lot of like kind of like cloak and dagger like gun mages and shit like that. And like it's fine, but that's another one where it's like, look, it feels like it was never fleshed out entirely because it was a merc faction. So like if we took the time to like flesh it out entirely and do something cool with it, then like yes. If we're just gonna like, for lack of a better term, kind of half-ass it,
Yeah.
like it's not. I don't think it's a style worth bringing back because I don't think there was enough there to call it a style.
I see what you mean. I think there's enough people and enough models already that dwarves could be a thing. Because dwarves felt very like, they were a merc, but like they really did have like a full army.
Yeah, they were their own thing.
Yeah. All right, let me use the restroom. Entertain chat while I'm gone, Wolf.
I'll try.
We'll be back.
Alright, so chat, now that he's gone, you gotta do something funny, and I don't know what. Anybody got any ideas? Start painting it. I've been switching minis. I don't think that he would notice, honestly. I don't think he's paying attention to what I'm doing at all. I love this game. What material is this? Pre-recorded. I wish.
You guys do know I know how to read chat, right? Pulse, you're not hiding from nobody.
Know what you're talking about.
What's going on?
We would
Pulse?
never try to hide anything.
Of course not.
Crazy
No,
talk.
never. Why would you do that? Doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy talk. You're a crazy man.
The pre-recorded cast is actually wild to think that you think I had the time to pre-record this.
This nonsense.
Yeah. Just me pre-recording anything. Entertain me.
Well, think about it, Joe. You know, why don't you entertain us? Why do we have to do all the work?
Yeah, what's going on?
We're over here providing entertainment through painting. Come up with some jokes. Do a little dance or something. Come on, man. What the hell?
Do a little dance, make a little love.
Get down tonight. Get down tonight.
Yep. There we go.
Never. Well, what good are you then?
Ever? Are you not entertained? I'm quite entertained.
I'm slightly entertained. Like a 6 out of 10 on the entertainment scale. I could be more entertained.
That's fair.
I'm not entirely sure how, but I bet there's a way.
Dude, we are not geniuses. Hold up. Do not say those. Do not say that.
Yeah, I'm 3 raccoons in a trench coat. I'm an idiot.
I'm bald and a goofball, so.
So, I mean,
all I have is a mustache. So
I don't know why we had to bring bald into it. That feels a little rude, but
it's a thing. That's what makes me 72 years old. That's why I'm older
you're like
than
12.
Kurt.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm older than Kurt, dude. I have no hair. That works.
Like, aren't you literally born in like 97?
96.
Yeah. Literally children.
Yeah. Paul, someone needs you to stop putting yourself down like that. Cut that out. Right
No.
now.
Absolutely not.
No, not you, Wolf. You do what you want.
Oh, okay.
But Pulse over there. Cut it out. More coming soon.
We care about him?
Yeah. I
I
care
see how
about
it
you
is.
just in a different way.
No. I see how...
I mean, like, even if I cared about you, you'd still put yourself down, so I can't stop you. You're an adult. You can do what you want.
Sure I can. I am your elder. I do what I want.
No, I have less hair than you. I'm your elder.
You absolutely do not. I don't know if you know this, sir, but like... I too have nothing on top.
Same. I swore you had hair when I met you.
Nope. Got a beard.
Maybe that's what I was paying attention to.
It's majestic.
It really is.
I'm jonesing for the next Rules installment. Same though.
I think that's the goal.
Should be if we're going off of, the last couple days, should be what, the Chimera solos today? Because we did the Troll unit, then Chimera unit, then Troll solos, so...
Yeah,
we stick in the pattern.
In Pythia.
Yeah. If we stick to the pattern, we should see them today, so that'll be good.
Watch them be just as dope. Or just as silly.
I need them to be.
Yeah.
Like, I need specifically one of them to just be dope. I need another reason to take dope solos, and like, the models on these are both cool.
Yeah, the Regulus is really awesome. I like.
It's like, I don't care. His little like sword.
No, I like his fist with the magic, and I like his little pocket, his satchel that has the magic in it.
Oh, I don't think that's magic.
What is it? Like crystals?
Well, the leaked rules was caltrops.
Oh, that's so cool.
So he just like comes in. I think one of the old Gator models had it, but it was like you come in, you put like a 3-inch AOE down within like 2 inches or something. Basically, it has to be almost like right next to you, but then anything walking into it takes like a pow ton.
So you just have spike traps on demand.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you get to put down you get to like AD or ambush him in or run him up or whatever, like turn 1, and then turn 2 be like, okay, he walks behind this house and I put this 3-inch AOE around the corner, and if anything tries to like get through here now, it takes a pow ton. So a lot of things won't care, but a lot of things are going to care an awful lot.
There's a lot of single wood infantry that does care.
Uh-huh. You do that to like Mechanothralls and just be like, alright, there's a non-zero chance your entire unit's gonna end up in here because you're trying to kill this guy, and they're dead, and if they don't, then like 2 or 3 of them that walked in are all gonna be dead. Like, you can't spread out far enough to get out of it, so... I'll trade this, whatever he ends up being, 2, 3, 4 point solo for a unit of... your work, idiots.
Yeah.
And then, spread that onto other things. Like, Guardians don't want to deal with that.
Sure don't.
Even with Shield Wall, they're like 17, arm 17? 16? Okay, so yeah, average Dice Laser's dead.
Mm-hmm.
In the mirror, it's going to be gross because, yeah, like, things will survive, but, like, most of the infantry is, like, arm 12 to 15, so, like, oh, Lashers are going to go in here. Yeah, they'll walk through it. It's like, alright, cool, I'm going to do, like, 3 or 4 damage to all of them.
Yeah. I always forget how squishy Lashers are until I hit them.
Yeah. The only thing that saves them is being Def 14.
I need a solo that fires the fact that we have 800 upkeeps.
Yeah. Seriously, if, like, somebody can be like, oh, here's a free upkeep, or here's, like, Harmonious, or... Give me something that had, like, the Squire rule, where it's like, okay, 3 times a game you can, like, pull a Fury off of it at some point. Like, yes, please. Dragon Squire, that's what we need. But yeah, everything in faction being an upkeep is, oof.
Pretty sweet for me as a Marine player.
It annoys me to no end when, like, every single one of my casters is Fury 6. Like,
That too.
there is no reason I need 12 upkeeps as a Fury 6 caster. I can't ever use them all, and just stop it.
Cut it out.
Let me do dope shit without feeling like I don't have Fury to do my dope shit every turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully one of them fixes that. I maintain if anybody's gonna do it, it's probably gonna be Pythia. She's got Oraculous. I believe in her. Vale died, so Pythia could run.
See a moment. Take it easy.
Later, bro.
Thanks for stopping in.
Appreciate you.
See you tomorrow. I will be. I don't know when I'll be live tomorrow, but I will be live for a little bit.
I'll be around.
No, at the Polish Masters, he meant.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll try. I'll see you there.
I'll do what I can.
Yeah, I'll start my walk now. Cool. I like that a lot. What do we think, Wolf?
Bring it back in frame. There we go.
Yeah,
I mean, the YouTube video is like a second behind.
oh, you could be watching on Discord. I'm not streaming the Discord. You're right.
Yeah. I can't. I have to do it here.
Yeah.
I really love the blue glow. Like, that's super dope. And the blue, white, and green all look really good together without, like, being super overpowering. Like, it's not fighting for attention.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I dig it.
Yeah. A couple more gems that I missed on it, of course, because there's a million gems on this thing. I'm hitting this sword that'll be in one list and never probably get played unless I get dropped into the mirror.
That's the Dawnblade?
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it's still a 2-inch POW 18. Like, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just like, if I'm not playing the mirror, this jack does not get played.
Mm. Oh, it's just in your Tyrus list?
Yep.
Yeah, that'd do it.
You know, mix up some more metal. I missed a spot on Israfil's thing, and I missed a spot on this thing.
Well, stop missing stuff. Come on, man. You're a professional.
I don't know about professional. That's a strong word there.
Professional.
Okay. everyone see. Yeah, dude, Bright War Machine schemes are so fun.
Right? I get yelled at by my fiance and a couple other people because they're like, all of your schemes are so bright. Like, why?
Just show
Why
them
do you do
my
this?
army, they'll be like, oh, never mind. Yours aren't that bright.
They are though. Like comparatively, they really are. I think I did a competition piece. I did a Dracodile at one point, and I tried to be like, okay, I'm gonna stick with like natural, kind of like very neutral, kind of like on the darker side, and even that was like all browns and yellows, and it was like, okay, this was still pretty
bright.
Yeah, it was still pretty bright, and that was me trying to be like, I'm gonna not go super bright, and then the judge criticism I got was like, oh, you went supernatural, and it looks good, but like, to stand up to other people using bright colors, you really need to push some bright colors, and I'm like, God, motherfuckers.
Shut up.
Like, do you understand how hard I worked to try and, like, tone that down to a reasonable level? Although I will say that competition was neat because one of the judges was Duncan Rhodes.
Nice. That's always good. That's a cool one.
So it was like, yeah, it was cool to just be like, oh, here's a critique from somebody, and I'm like, normally it's like, okay, I gotta look up, like, who the judges are to be like, okay, like, how, like, what do you do, what are, like, you known for? And as soon as I saw the name, like, nope, don't even need to look this up, like, you're solid.
Yep.
Which is always nice. Like, oh, here's a judge doing a thing, and it's just like, solid.
Yeah. Alright. Now let's
Gotta ask, I know it's more than a year out, but what faction are you hoping War Machine releases next? So besides the ones we already saw...
Dawnblade for days. Love the flavor of the Duskblade. It's just so okay now. The Eidolon is still just an okay jack. The Dawnblade is the only thing that lets it have output, like real output. It's just expensive.
Yeah, huh?
What factions you're hoping for War Machine releases next? Because we know Old Umbre in the summer, probably Orgoth in the winter for the 4th.
Yep. Well, we know Gravediggers and Old Umbre.
Yeah, that's this year. And then we have one more coming this year, which I think is going to be Orgoth Ravener. It's like the Ravener Dark Host or
the Reaper Covenant.
Yeah. And then I have a feeling it'll be Fane of Nero because we know the name of them.
I mean, we know the name of all of them.
Yeah. I have a feeling it'll be Fane of Nero and then Frost Ember.
Ember Frostshard?
Yep, I keep saying it backwards. That's fine.
It's okay.
It'll be them, and then we'll get something new, like spicy new. And I'm hoping it's Rule. That's my bet. That's what I'm betting on is Rule.
I'm still... Once we get through all the ones we know, I'm really hoping we get like a Scorn equivalent back.
They said 2 years, at least.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while to get through everything we know.
Yeah. Well, not at this pace. If this pace happens, we'll have 2 armies next year that we don't know about.
If.
Because they're doing, if. But like, they're apparently seeming like they're going to try to do an army a quarter.
Which feels like a lot, but...
Yeah, it is. Because we still don't have our Dusk Colossals.
We also don't have Big Snake, so...
Yeah, we don't have a lot of things. I think next year you'll have 3 armies. You'll have Ember, Fane, and something new. Because they'll have to do the Gravediggers Colossal. They'll have to do the Old Umbre stuff. They'll have like a bunch of big stuff to release.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever like the next like true new thing is, I really hope it's like a Scorn equivalent. I just think there's a lot to be done with the fluff there.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a maybe not play style, but like aesthetic that we haven't seen anywhere else, and I think it'd be neat to get back. Also, again, just going like to the fluff, you know, Dusk or Rhett kind of stabbed him in the back, and everybody didn't die so much as ran away. So like, Makeda's out there still, And Makeda's pissed.
I would love to see some, for the Menoth folks, something Menoth.
Beefcake Tristan Durant riding a Velociraptor. I made that joke once, and it took off into an entire meme, and I refuse to let it go now.
Of course not. Why would you let it go?
Like, we had Scar and, the Great Rack and all that, kind of questionable nonsense for years. Give me Beefcake. Give me just shirtless dudes that are ripped riding dinosaurs.
Now you're talking my language. I'll paint them all like bodybuilders.
Right? Like, imagine Amon and Raza just on a dinosaur. Like, let's go. I'm in. That dude 100% lifts. He's jacked. I'm here for it. You want to talk about macros? That's the dude who will talk about macros with you.
If that is if buff dudes on an army is that I will play them just because I also lift. And I will make lifting videos with the models.
There you go. It also just takes me back to one of my favorite D&D characters. He was a muscle wizard. Literally, I based him off of Lieutenant Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
Nice.
It's just like, yeah, he's a transmutation wizard, and he definitely lifts.
Heck yeah.
Amon oh wait, fuck, I had it. Amon Raptor. Yeah, there we go. We got there. Took a second, but I got there. Yeah, I would also like to see a new, just in general, like a new Hordes army. I know it's all the same thing now, but like...
No, more Fury options is always good.
I like that we're going kind of cross resource mechanic in some armies, but it also feels like it's going to be hard to balance correctly.
Yeah.
Because, like, as we found out with, like, the Garl gas, there's a lot of stuff that's, like, in an army that just...
interactions that happen.
Yeah, and stuff that just doesn't work correctly. It's like, oh yeah, we already have all the support, and it's like, okay, but it doesn't work on these things. So, like...
What do you do?
Yeah, it exists, but, like, it doesn't exist widely enough or well enough to, like, be super usable. So I would love to just see, like, more Fury focus for some of the stuff. Also just, like, more aesthetics in general. I think that's a thing that, like, in general will just draw people in, is if they can find an aesthetic that they just, like, click with. Because, I mean, like, Shadow Flame and Trolls are not it for everybody.
No, and Dusk is definitely a weird aesthetic for some people. I do think the vampire aesthetic will fit more people, because if they pull off, like, vampire counts in War Machine...
Oh, yeah. But I think you have to...
Oh, yeah, he's been talking about
buff right.
Tristan Beefcake for the last, like, 20 minutes.
Dude, I'm here for it.
I told him if they're all shirtless, I'll play the army.
Beefcake is riding Velociraptors, man. That is the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Will never not be the vibe.
If you want these bases, just PM me. I'll send you the files. I don't have an Etsy. I don't have any of that. And then the bottoms. The bottoms of them are cool.
I was like, alternatively, if you see them in person, just steal them.
But don't do that. I'll throw hands, and no one wants to throw hands with me.
Watching you get arrested at Adepticon. You leave my damn bases alone! Leave them alone!
Alright. That is...
Dad bods on Petrosaurus. Fuck yeah.
Dad bods that looked like Eddie Hall. Or Butcher, actually. Butcher is just Eddie Hall on a horse.
Butcher was the ultimate dad bod.
Yeah.
Like that's goals.
Like you bench 500 pounds, but you also love beer. It's a great combo.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say that's the one thing. I did volunteer fire for a number of years, and like that's the one thing I miss, is that like I always had kind of like the dad bod. Like I was always just like a big dude, but like because of like the training and shit we used to do, I used to just like, people would be like, oh, how much do you weigh? And I'd be like, I don't know, like 280, 300 pounds. And they're like, you don't look like it. And it's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, well, you know, you're just a fat guy. You're just a big fat guy. And then I'd go off on like a sprint and just like, actually be fast. Or like, oh yeah.
Terrify the shit out of them.
Yeah, or like, oh, we need this. And it's like, oh, I got this. Like, walk over, just lift a car up. And they're like, what the fuck? And it's just like,
what is a magical Lialepeurodon? That's a word that I didn't know existed, and I need to know what it means.
Oh, Leopleurodon.
Okay, explain it to me.
It's a Leopleurodon, Charlie. A magical Leopleurodon.
Safe travels.
Have you never?
No.
Charlie the Unicorn?
Nope.
Oh my god, you're such a youngin'.
Oh god.
This is old internet. Just look it up. I can't explain it to you. I cannot explain the original internet to you. It's just, that's not how this works. You gotta go later, look up Charlie the Unicorn. There's like 6 videos, they're all like 3 minutes long, just watch them.
Dude, they're like Instagram reels.
Yeah, exactly. This is back before that was a thing, but yes.
Yeah.
We're going on the Wayback Machine a little bit here. And then, while you're at it, look up llamas with hats.
Llamas with hats.
Llamas with hats.
Hold, I am your dad. Hey, okay, Dad, now start driving. Be safe.
It is also original internet, but it's so good. Shun the non-believer. Shun. Going to Candy Mountain, Charlie. Candy Mountain. Yeah, never not stand Charlie the Unicorn. He's one of the original MCs that just made the most sense. It's like there's a horror podcast I listen to. I don't know if you ever heard it or listened to it, but the Magnus Archives.
Heard of it.
Okay, it's super good if you're into that kind of thing, but it's all like slow burn horror, I guess is the best way to put it. And there's one episode where it's like, oh yeah, I made a deal with, it's British, so like it's like I made a deal with a guy from Ibiza. He gave me a bunch of money and said at some point I'm gonna like, you just need to like watch this thing for me. And it was like years later, and I moved, and I ended up in a different part of like the country doing this job, and suddenly he showed up one day with a coffin, and it was like wrapped in chains, and it just said "Do not open." And it goes through this whole story of this dude being like, you know, when it rained, the coffin started moaning, and it was like feeling like it was reaching out to me, and I woke up in the middle of the night with like standing in front of it with the key in my hand, and I realized then that this was going to be a problem. So like instead of doing like the normal horror thing, which is like, oh, I opened it and I went inside to see what happened, it was one of the dudes that made the most sense, and he goes, cool, so the only way to get this thing open is with this key. So I took the key, I put it into like a Tupperware, filled it with water, put it in the freezer, froze it in there. And then like over the next like 6 months, I woke up several more times, but every time I like woke myself up by opening the freezer and touching this cold thing, trying to get it out, and then was like, oh, this isn't good, and then put it back and went back to bed. And it was like, eventually the people who like owned this coffin showed back up and like knocked on his door, and he's like, "Oh, you're here? Okay, cool. Take this with you. Bye." And they just like look shocked that he was still there. Paid him a bunch more money and left. And he's like, "Yeah, so that was my weird paranormal thing. Like these guys just showed up with a moaning coffin that was like trying to get me to open it, but I did a smart thing and just didn't."
Yeah.
And it's like, man, if only more horror protagonists were like that and had half a brain, instead of being like, "Oh, spooky people showing up with a coffin that's moaning and trying to get me to open it. I should check it out."
Brian's like, he has no idea. You are correct. I have zero idea.
You gotta... It's original internet, man. You gotta look it up. It's part of your history. It's a thing you need to know to be a better, more well-rounded person.
Probably.
Community episode about smart horror movie protests. I haven't. Have not watched a bunch of Community. Never really got into it. They stop being fun when everyone has a fully charged cell phone. Yeah, checks out. Horror movies in general, or like anything like that, is always so wild to me, because people come up with just like the weirdest, like, "Oh, there was a weird sound in the basement. Alright, I should go down there at 2 in the morning, you know, without my phone, without a flashlight, without anything else. Like, oh, the power's out and there's weird noises outside. Well, I should go check it out." It's like, no, you shouldn't.
No,
you should
probably not. Yeah.
Stay inside. And if you're gonna go outside, you go outside as a group.
Don't split up.
Not... Yeah.
Alright. This is a question for you in chat. This guy, let's see, this guy on his bow. Oh boy.
Oh jeez.
Not showing up super well. Has all the dots painted, like the little blue, like the studs painted blue. Should I do that on every arch on every bow, or should I leave them blank? I feel like I should do it on every bow to break up the color more.
I mean, I'm not in chat, but I agree with that.
Okay, cool.
Do you leave these minis as bright as they are now, or do you apply like an oil wash?
So here's the thing with
you...
the fluorescent paint. All washes look like shit on it. So there is not the I would love to add like some recess shadows to it and like have it have more breakup of the color instead of just being so flat. But there isn't. The only way I can do that would have been to done, and I've learned this now, is to pre-shade before the yellow was on. So they're gonna stay as bright as they are. And they don't look bad. There is a zenithal shade to them, so if you look underneath it, it's like gray and darker, and like there is some natural shading to it, but it's not like your typical like put a wash on a model. So it definitely looks different. If I were to go back and do this, I would prime the whole model neutral gray, probably wash it black in some fashion, and then zenithal white on top, and then dry brush it white, like do like an off-white, and then dry brush it white, and then do the yellow. And that way it can have like just natural shading built in.
Pre-shading helps so much.
Yeah, a lot of that comes from like, I didn't know what pre-shading really was when I painted the yellow. And I was just, that was the beginning of my understanding of pre-shading. So, happens.
I zenithal everything at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't necessarily always do a lot. It just, the times it helps, it's like, oh, actually, this helps a ton.
Yep.
I mean, for the most part, it only takes a couple minutes to do, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about things like that.
More appreciating to this. You almost need a non-metallic metal than fluoro. Exactly. Like, you need to do so much work beforehand to make it pop, which I'm gonna try to do on the Colossal, but that's because it's the Colossal.
Colossal. It's a huge center point.
Yeah, it is like it's the piece that culminates in all my power.
You gonna do it as like a competition level?
It depends on when it comes out and what I'm doing.
Okay.
But I will probably paint it to the same degree I painted the Garlegas, which was like pretty much the max of my abilities at the time.
Right on. Probably gonna do similar with a big snake. Like that's gonna be one when it comes out where it's like, okay,
Commit to it.
yeah, I'm doing this to the apex of my ability.
When is the Colossal coming? We have no idea because we don't even know what it looks like. I would love if they like low key just dropped it at Adepticon. They're like, hey, Dusk Colossal's out, by the way.
Yeah. Well, we weren't gonna tell any of you about this, but it's here. You can come buy it. Like, ugh.
And I would buy one and paint it the night before, 100%.
Fun fact: if you buy it at Adepticon, like that's where it releases, you don't have to paint it.
Oh, that's even better.
At least that's how it worked previous years. I don't know if it still works that year with SFG, but the old rule used to be, and I only found this out last year because Travis told me, but it used to be...
Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. Person, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm trying.
So nice. But yeah, the old rule used to be if it released at the convention and you bought it there, it didn't need to be... Like, Adepticon didn't require it to be fully painted to, like, play in events and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
I only learned that last year after we bought 2 big pigs and, like, 2 Krugers, and then I speed painted 2 big pigs, and my friend worked on Kruger. And we, like, walked back to Travis and we're like, hey,
They're done.
like, are these fully painted enough? Like, do these meet the requirements? Like, are we gonna get yelled at? And he was like, first of all, thanks for coming and asking me the day before and not just expecting. We're like, yeah, no problem. We're here to, do good things, buddy. He was like, cool. The other funny part of this, the one guy that was painting Kruger was on his WTC team. It was my friend Chris. So we're like, yeah, we finished these, and Chris is still working on Kruger, and he's like, cool. He's still working on it? We're like, yeah. He's like, all right, cool. Just so you guys know, if you buy it here, you don't have to. Like, it doesn't have to be painted, and we're like, oh, shit, really? And he's like, yeah, but, like, it's really cool that you did, and you spent the time on it, so, like, thank you. That was always, like, I guess a point of contention between, like, them and Adepticon. Yeah. Because Adepticon would still want it painted, but they were like, no, we're not doing that, and basically just deal with it. But then he goes, you can, don't tell Chris this, though, and we're like, why? He's like, because I want him to finish what he's doing. So we're like, okay. He's like, tell him I want to talk to him, but don't tell him why. And we're like, okay. So I walk back over and I'm like, Chris, you almost done? He's like, yeah, almost. I'm like, cool, Travis wants to talk to you. He's like, what do you mean? We're like, well, we showed Travis the stuff, and he said that he wants to talk to you. And he's like, about what? I'm like, I don't know. He said, as your WTC captain, he wants to talk to you, but he forbade me to tell you about what. So, like, when you finish, you need to go see him right away. And he just, like, looked... Like, somebody just told him, like, they were going to call his parents in school, where he's just like, what did I do? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't tell you. Yeah. I was forbidden from telling you. He very specifically said to let you know that he needed to talk to you, but we couldn't tell you why. And he's like, oh god. So he, like, rushed, like, the next 2 hours to finish Kruger. And finally he's like, okay, I'm done. We're like, okay, cool. He's like, I gotta go see Travis. I'm like, yeah, you should. And he walks over, brings Kruger, and he's like, what's up? And Travis is like, first of all, let me see Kruger first. I need to make sure this
passes.
It passes the inspection. Looks at it. He's like, okay, it's good. I just wanted to tell you the same thing I told them, that because you bought this here and this was its release, you didn't need to paint it. And he just looked so like, what? He's like, oh yeah, that was the thing. He's like, so why didn't you guys tell me? I'm like, I wanted to. I was forbidden. Like, I'm not gonna disobey your WTC captain. He very specifically told me that I wasn't allowed to tell you. Sorry. And he just like looked so heartbroken. And I was like, oh, this is great. Every part of this is fantastic. What do you think of Final Girl? Never played it. I know the concept of a Final Girl. I just didn't realize that it was a movie or a game.
What is that?
It's a horror movie term. Basically, the Final Girl is like the one who survives all of the nonsense and either gets away or ends up like being the thing that defeats the, killer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tropes in like horror movies.
Horror movies never really were my thing.
I was not super into them for the longest time, and even now, I'm not like super into it. But there's been a couple of really good ones over the last couple of years where I'm like, yeah, okay, actually, this is solid. And weirdly, like, it's one of those things that, for me anyway, like, not really helps, but, like, doesn't immediately trigger, like, my PTSD. Despite the fact that it probably should. So it's one of those, like, oh, here's a bunch of, like, I can get the adrenaline going and see, like, a bunch of scary things, but, like, it doesn't immediately freak me the fuck out.
That's nice.
It's super nice. Remember, kids, if you have mental problems, you probably shouldn't be in EMS. It will cause you even more problems. Didn't know that at the time. Whoopsies. In retrospect, would have been obvious. Although, I mean, to be fair, at the time I also didn't know I had that many problems, so... You know, you live and learn.
Yeah, you go through the discovery of life. What time is it?
12:30.
I will probably finish this archer and then hop off for lunch.
Yeah, I'm almost done color blocking these guys. And then I'll probably take a break as well, just because...
Yeah, get some food in me.
Yeah, I need to go do something else for a minute. Has SFG said anything about the fossils for various armies, like Gravediggers having their own, or is it just one per faction? Originally we got told that the Colossals would be cross-army.
And then they backed off of that.
Yeah, and then they backed off of that and said that trying to do, like, a Colossal per faction was seriously, like, limiting what the Colossal could do because of all, like, the different interactions and things.
Yep.
So then... I don't think they ever actually said that, like, every army was going to get a Colossal. I know I've seen other people say that. I haven't yet to see that anywhere from anyone specific. That, like, would have the knowledge to say that.
Yeah. I
so
can assume or hope they would.
Yeah, I think the thought process is that every army will have their own. But, like... that has, I don't think, ever been confirmed anywhere official. So, we don't really know, but I think the general assumption is that, like, every army will likely have...
their own little Colossal.
Yeah.
A little boy. A little lad.
Although, I'm curious if they ever... maybe not ever, but if they go the route of, like, maybe every army doesn't have its own colossal, but like every army gets its own 120. Like some armies get like a battle engine.
Like Gravediggers getting the airship or something.
Yeah. Obviously I don't know, so don't quote me on this, but like I'm curious if that's a route that goes, because like we haven't seen new battle engines, and I'm curious if that's just like they're kind of getting slowly cut out of the game from like new armies, or if we're going to see them at some point. Maybe that would be how.
It's true. Could be fun.
I think it'd be neat. Because, I mean, they definitely have their own benefits over Colossals.
I would love for the armies to have more than just the blimp to mess around with.
Yeah.
I also want armies like Crix and stuff to have like their own 120 or like 80 mil like battle engine to mess around with too.
I mean, Crix already kind of has that, right?
They have the thing.
The Necro Harvester, that's their 80 mil. That's kind of like a mini battle engine.
Yeah, they just don't have they don't have the blimp. They don't have blimp rules.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, one more. Will mercenaries ever be more than solos? Maybe.
Yeah, unknown. It's kind of like a part of me hopes yes, part of me hopes no.
Yeah, it depends on how they want to like. It depends on once they get the core. They have to get the core armies out first before they start doing weird stuff.
Also, mercenaries were always just like so hard to balance.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever do what they did, like how they have Mark III mercs that are like 3 different versions of Mark III mercs.
Yeah. Well, even just like Mark II mercs, it was always just like, okay, because you could take every single merc solo, and they were all friendly faction, like, they were all either super specialized, which, like, that in and of itself wasn't necessarily a problem, but, like, definitely got annoying for, like, points constraints, or they were just so mediocre, because they, like, had to be, otherwise they got out of hand real quick.
Apparently rules dropped.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, Tyrant's in here is like...
Alright, Joe. Talk about them.
Yeah.
What are they?
Are they spicy?
Chimera stuff? Is Pythia going to be the auto-include? I think she is.
Yeah, Crix has like nothing merc-wise.
Yeah, they really don't, do they?
Nope. Well, I think that's because they were thrown in last minute.
Yeah. I mean, they're also probably gonna get the new 80 mil.
Yeah, that'll be on their side probably.
Because it seems like those are gonna be... everybody gets them, so...
Yeah. Last couple dots.
They drop around 12:30. I guess it's not that early. It's like I thought they were dropping all the stuff around 1 o'clock, and it's like, I guess it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think they usually drop at noon or 1. Yeah. I said love Mulgreth. Yeah, Mulgreth and Crix helps a lot of matchups too. It helps the Hazaroth matchup.
It's weird that Hazaroth is a problem now.
He's a problem unless you have Grievous Wounds, and then he's not a problem.
He's still a little bit of a problem. Bless you.
Thank you.
The guy was taking double death dealers, and I still am in one list, and he's still, even with, 6 grievous attacks, it's still a bit of a problem.
6 grievous, and you can rack silence and just totally ruin his day.
Silence doesn't stop him from keeping stuff alive.
It does remove. It's a move from play, so they don't get something. Silence stops.
It stops the tough. He can still just be like, now they're alive.
Alright. I'm done painting, so let's look up these rules.
I'm not done, so you're gonna have to read them out to me.
That is totally fine. Team Force Community.
Gimme.
I guess I can look on my phone, because they probably posted them on Instagram too.
They post them everywhere.
Someone's at my door. Oh, UPS.
Say somebody you know, I hope. You're getting assassinated?
Live on stream?
Live on stream assassination, just for you.
No. There it goes. It's a Regulus. 1512, 8 boxes. Annoyance. Living models within 1 inch of this model suffers -1 of attack rolls. Caltrops.
Okay, so we did keep that.
Espionage. Range 8. Target enemy leader model. If the enemy leader model is in range, 1 friendly faction model within 8 of this model can immediately advance 3 inches.
Okay.
Repo, steady. His weapon crit weaken. On a critical hit, a living model hit suffers -2 defense and -2 attack damage for 1 roll. The espionage is cool.
Yeah. What is he points wise?
He is 4 points.
Okay. AD ambush.
Ambush, flight, stealth.
Okay. 5 boxes?
8 boxes.
8 boxes. Okay, so
so-
actually he's... Yeah, but still take a couple boosted blast damage to put him down.
And then we have Pythia, 3 points, 5 boxes, 14.
Solid.
Arcane Assist. If a leader within 5 inches of this model during your control phase, the leader can upkeep 1 spell without spending a focus or fury.
Oh, yes.
Channeler. When this model is in a friendly faction leader's control range, the leader can channel spells through it.
Solid Arc Node.
Repo 3, set defense and steady. Ocular Spear. Dispel when this model is hit with this weapon. Upkeeps anime immediately aspire. Guided. Attacks made with this weapon automatically hit.
Very solid.
POW 12.
Which is fine.
3 points, auto include because of the upkeep and the channeler, I assume.
100%.
Nice.
Yeah, you just get slotted into literally every list.
I think I'm going to paint my Caltrops on Regulus like Magic's Caltrops.
There you go. Yeah, so, Regulus I'm not sure about.
Yeah.
You might see playing some lists. 4 points is just a lot for a solo that isn't...
It's kind of whatever.
It's just because, like, scenario doesn't need them anymore. So, like, it's probably fine, but, like, it's a harder sell now, right?
Yeah.
But Pythia is going to be in every list forever. Because that's going to help solve so many of the Fury problems that this faction has.
Sure is. Alrighty. Wolf in chat. Thank you for streaming with me so much.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Yep, I will probably not be live again later today, but I will be doing some painting on my own. We will have these guys finished today because I just need to highlight the white and add the tough, and that's going to be very easy.
I am almost finished color blocking all this. I got the wings done, I got the blue on there, I got the skin on there. and I gotta do the metallics and start highlighting, so I could probably get most of this done by tomorrow.
Sweet. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for stopping in. Well, I'll see you all in the next stream, which will be sometime next week, whenever that is. Until then, have a wonderful, safe weekend. Don't add or subtract to the population unless you want to. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.